Good morning, everybody. Brian Thomas here, service manager for the Tip City location. So today we're actually going to talk about the auto inflation system of the trailer tires. All right, everything 2010 and newer are going to be equipped with the auto inflation system. We're going to walk through the steps here to show you how to inspect, how it operates. Okay, so the first part of this process, what we want to do is explain to you how this system operates, how this works, how you know when this system is operating correctly, and what to do in that scenario. So if you look down here, what we got is our mobile universal tester. So this is shop talk, we call this a MUT. So what this is going to simulate what you are doing in your truck. So when I flip the switch on, it's just going to be like you turning your key switch to the on position. All right, and then when I apply the air, it's just going to be like you releasing your trailer brake, pushing the red valve in. All right, so to supply air to the trailer. All right, and then if we look at the top up here, you're going to see this is what we call the PSI light. So this is part of this auto inflation system, and it's going to indicate when air is going to be going into the tires. When it's actually air in the tires out, that's going to indicate you either one, got a low tire, multiple low tires, or two, you have one or multiple flat tires. All right, so we'll kind of walk through the steps here and kind of get this going here, so to demonstrate how this is operating. All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to flip the switch to the on position here. Okay, so this is going to be just like you turning your key to the on position here. All right, we're going to flip this over to auxiliary. All right, so this is just like, again, you just turned your key on. So now we're going to apply air to the trailer. Okay, so supplying air to the trailer is just like you pushing your red valve in there. Okay, all right, now as you see, that light came right on there. Okay, just something I wanted to explain to you. Through this process, we actually purposely deflated the tire in the back here to show you how this is operating. So just say if you're picking a trailer up, you just hook to it, you turned your key on, you release your brakes, you're applying air to the trailer there. All right, and this is coming on. This is telling you that you have air now filling up your tires. So either you got low tires back there or you have some flat tires back there, either which way you want to check. And one thing I do want to bring out, all right, is if this light does not come on, that does not mean, hey, well, my tires are full, I'm good to go. You still need to do your tire checks, okay? All right, because this may be malfunction, may not be working, all right, and this is going to be a quick way to understand and know that. So when you're calling into roadside or breakdown, or you're at a shop and you're going to check in, you can explain everything that's, that you had found wrong. All right, we'll start with using a Thumper here, and again, this is not what I recommend, but I'm going to show you how this operates. So this is very similar to just like at home. If you were, just say you're on a piece of drywall there, you're looking for a stud, you're knocking in, you're looking for your hollow points, you're looking for your solid points, so you're just listening for the sound difference when you're making a thump there. So when we hit our thumper, all right, we're going to hit the back inner tire here first. All right, we're hitting the back air. You got your solid sound, so you know there's air in there. Okay, is it full of air? We don't know that until we actually properly check it. All right, but we know it's got air in there. Okay, now remember, through this demonstration, we actually took some air out of the tire to show you how this PSI system operates and how it works. So I know this tire's got low in air, and you're going to hear the sound difference when I hit it with the Thumper here. All right, that it's got more of a hollow sound to it. Okay, so you can hear those sound differences there. All right, between the two. All right, so we know this is low on air, and then we know this one over here is above the 90 psi mark. Okay, now we're going to the actual proper way of doing this. Now the reason I keep saying about recommending and what I don't recommend, when we were talking about the Thumper there, the reason I don't recommend this, because if you are pulled over by DOT, or if you're pulled over into a scale house, this is how DOT is going to check your tires. All right, so hitting it with a Thumper is not going to give you the actual PSI, and this will. And remember, DOT is going to check this, so this is why we highly recommend using this. Okay, so what we're going to do here now, again, we staged this to kind of show you how the PSI system works. So we do know we have a low tire back here. So just say we're in a scenario, you've already picked your trailer up, you've hooked to it, so you know that light came on. All right, it stayed on for a lengthy time, so you know you got a tire that is either one, low on air, or you got some flat tires back here going through multiple. So what we're going to do here, we're going to pull this off right here. Now this shouldn't require any tools of taking off. Sometimes people over tighten them, but we're going to take this off right here so we can check our PSI in this tire. All right, so we're going to hit this in. All right, and we're going to show that we actually have 56 pounds of pressure in here. All right, now one thing that you got to remember, USA Truck, all right, considers a tire flat at 88 pounds of pressure. Okay, that means that this is, by USAT standards, a flat tire. All right, and that's 20% of the maximum air allowed in the tire. All right, DOT is actually 50% of air applied in this, or amount allowed into this tire. That's going to be considered a DOT violation. All right, so even by the PSI that we just found in this tire, they are going to consider this tire flat. That means this trailer cannot roll, cannot drive. All right, you are in a DOT violation. All right. Checking the PSI in the tire. All right, we know that it had low air in this tire. Okay, so we thumped it. We put the PSI on there, got the PSI through the tire gauge there. So we knew this thing was low here. Okay, so I've hooked this thing back up here. Now what you can hear right now, all right, and I know it's very faint, you may not be able to hear it very well through the camera, all right, is you can actually hear that inflation system pumping air into this tire. All right, so we know it was low, we know this thing is filling up. Okay, the question we got to ask ourselves is, why was this tire low? All right, maybe a trailer that sit on the lot for a month or so would be normal to have low air. Should it be that low? Probably not. But getting into a little bit, but if this is a trailer that you're just picking up, you know someone else had just dropped, or maybe you just dropped it and you're checking it through your post trip there. All right, but what we want to indicate is what we have going on, why this tire was low. Okay, and the first thing that we want to check is just make sure all these air lines are tight. Make sure there's no leak through there. One thing I've always told drivers, I tell them, you know, through orientation a lot of times, is a little bit of spray bottle, okay? Put a little bit of soap in there, Dawn dish soap, a little bit of water, and you can actually spray these lines. They start bubbling up. You know you have a leak. So we can get an indication of what something that is leaking here that is causing this tire to go flat. Because if we just let it air up and we roll, we might be legal right now, but come tomorrow, we might be in another DOT violation situation. So we want to find that leak. So another thing that we want to do is go through each one of these tires here, make sure we don't have any nails, something that might have ran over the road, piece of metal or something of that sort that's going to be lunged into one of these tires here. All right, and once you check them all, you don't see anything, roll the trailer about 3 feet forwards to get the bottom half there and check those again to see if you have any type of leaks. And then again, you're spraying all your lines and through the middle of the trailer back through here. You want to follow me over this way here. You're going to see the PSI box in the back section right over here. All right, and where all your air lines are coming out through. All right, and you spray those as well to make sure you don't have any leak. Now a lot of times if you're down here and you're really close to it, you're going to hear it, physically hear the air leak to where you don't have to spray. But again, we knew this was really low when we picked this up, so we just want to make sure that we're safe, and we're going to be DOT legal driving, so we want to check everything. All right, again, no nails or anything lunged into the tires is causing a leak, and all your lines are all set. All right, but that pretty much concludes the tire PSI system.